Hi, it's Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky. I'm back again with my pans and plans. And if you look around, I am in my office in Washington, D.C. Flew in last night on the airplane. All the passengers, not that many, we had a row for ourselves. They gave us a little bag that had some cookies in it and water because there's no service during the flight. And so everything went just fine. And here I am to vote in a little while on two bills. One that will allow proxy voting. So, remote voting, each member could give up to 10 people could give their vote to a member that is going to be on site in Washington. I don't expect that a lot of people will do that, but there are some people who are compromised, who aren't well, who are caring for someone who needs their help, and they may do proxy voting. And that would allow us to be able to continue with the work of Congress. Then the second vote is on the HEROES Act, the big bill, another $3 trillion bill. And I want to give you some of the highlights. I plan to vote for it. It's not a perfect bill, but it's going to do a lot for a lot of people. There will be $500 billion going to states. States like ours, like Illinois, are hurting. We had pension issues before this happened, and other budget issues that were challenging. But now, of course, it's worse because there's very little revenue actually coming in. And so the state of Illinois will get $9.66 billion this year, 2020, and another $8.23 billion next year. There's also $375 billion for local government. And have I ever been hearing from mayors all over the northern suburbs? I represent a good chunk of the city and then also the suburbs. And these municipalities have been saying, we're having trouble paying enough to and taking care of our first responders. We want to make sure that they have the personal protective equipment, the PPE that they need. We still have to make sure that with the services of our local government are continuing, and this is really going to help all of us. There's another $200 billion in hazard pay for our frontline workers, for people who are putting themselves out every day, going to work, and many risking their lives. We're going to see $75 billion for testing, for contact tracing, and for isolation, people who need help to isolate themselves. And $100 billion for hospitals, another $1,200 that is going to go into the pockets of Americans. Just like last round, it was $1,200, but this time it's another $1,000 rather than $500 for children, with a maximum amount that could be up to $6,000 per family. Add into the bill also tele-visitation, so that people in homes, in nursing homes, they're not allowing visitors in at all. And the isolation and the separation from loved ones is really hard. So there is now a requirement for telecommunication, at least by phone. We'd hope that some of it would be visual as well. And we created a COVID-19 special long-term care facilities requirement so that they can be separated from people who are not infected. Finally, I wanted to make sure that you're aware of some of the other items that are in the bill. There is security for housing for renters and for homeowners. So that would include the rent, help with the mortgage payment, and utilities at home. And for workers, there's now mandated OSHA requirements. What's OSHA? The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which needs to demand that there be certain requirements that protect the workers in those plants that they're going to have to abide by. And there's also provisions for food security, increasing by 50% the maximum level for the SNAP, we used to call it food stamp program, and other nutrition programs to make sure that families can put food on the table at this difficult time. You may have seen that there were cars lined up 2 miles long in one of the states waiting to get a handout of food. So we need to make sure that people are not going hungry during this crisis, and this bill will do it. So I am very proud that to vote for this. I'm pretty sure that we're going to have the votes this evening, and then we can start working on the next bill, because not everything was done to make sure that we're going to be able to get out of this and open up in a safe way. So in the meantime, we are still sheltering at home, stay at home, and we are following the five-step program that the governor has laid out for us to make sure that once we're about our business again, and maybe sometime in the not too distant future, we'll be able to shake hands again, maybe even a little hug, but we're not there yet. So be careful, be safe, be well. Thank you.
Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where my handle is @Jan Schakowsky.